doing today? Friends and family, welcome back to another video. As always, I hope everybody's having a blessed day. If not, I will be praying that it gets better. Now, in today's video, we will be learning how to test the spirits again. So sit back, relax, listen, comprehend, and learn to view the world with the love of God. Alright guys, so the reason I am making this video one more time is because it has been brought to my attention that there is another test. Actually, this is the test that I have been using, but I didn't want to share it because I was totally unaware, not unaware, but what would you say, stubborn, blind. I was blind to see that it was actually in the Bible. I honestly believe the reason I would read over it and just totally forget that this verse was here is basically because of my conditioning. Of course, that's me blaming something. Still, it is my fault. Most Christians, if they see that somebody is not worshiping Jesus, then they automatically assume that they are evil, that they are Satanists, that they are the devil or wicked or whatever else. But that being said, I am glad that this has been brought to my attention. Actually, this test not only confirms what I have been saying, what I've been preaching, what I believe, but it actually helps me to test or preach or say what I've been saying. It supports me. And that being said, I do want to say that the guy who commented on my video on how to test the spirits was actually, I don't support his method of trying to correct me. He came at me saying that I was clueless and I had no idea what I was talking about or whatsoever. Basically, he's one of the teachers who assume that he is the only one who can receive a word from God. He's one of the ones who I've been talking about, who I have mentioned. Now, that being said, he gave me a clear vision. He showed me some more. But if he doesn't hop on board and understand that other people are going to receive visions and dreams and interpretations and all sorts of things from God, then he's going to be left behind and he's going to still see like this. This is probably one of his favorite verses. That's why he said I was wrong. The only reason I shared the verse I shared was because I'm doing what God is telling me to do. And that's what he told me to share with you guys. And all that being said, I still believe my test is a lot harder to pass than the test he said. My test is a little more advanced, maybe in theory, in theology, whatever. If you can't understand what I was trying to say in my last video, then it's probably not the test for you. But anyway, this test is a lot more simpler. This test is a lot easier. This test is actually the opposite of the other test. New Agers will love this test. Christians will hate this test. And so that being said, what is the test? What is the verse? Well, let's read really quickly. We're going to be reading out of the book of 1 John chapter 4 verses 1 through 2. And what does it have to say? Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Hereby know ye the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesseth that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is of God. Alright, now you see what I'm talking about. This is just saying, to test the spirits, all you have to do is ask if Jesus Christ came in the flesh. And if they say no, then they are obviously not of God. If they say yes, then they must be from God. Now, the reason Christians don't like this is because the ascended masters, not one of them, not a single one of them will deny that Jesus Christ was in the flesh. They will all admit to it, accept it, and they teach exactly what he has taught. This is why they don't want to accept it. And this is exactly why I said my test is a lot harder than this test. because this test only admits that he came in the flesh. You know how many people admit that? Everybody admits that he came in the flesh. Yeah, I don't deny that he died on the cross. Yeah, I don't deny that he came in the flesh. If that's all it takes, then obviously everybody is from God except atheists and people trying to discredit the Bible. Those are the two types of people who are not of God. And everybody else is. Even Muslims and Hindus and everybody, they all admit that he came in the flesh. Everybody admits that. Tell me, is it easier to say that Christ is Lord for somebody who doesn't believe, or that Christ came in the flesh for somebody who doesn't believe? I honestly believe that these two tests go hand in hand. These two tests go together. Christ can only be Lord if he came in the flesh. And as we discussed, Lord means king. And what really makes a king? If he was the firstborn of many, that is why he is crowned king. That is why he is King of Kings, Lord of Lords. Because he is the older brother. The older brother, the older sister gets leadership. The older brother, the older sister gets the crown. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sure y'all understand this is how it works. If there are 3 or 4 brothers or sisters born underneath the king or queen, whenever the king or queen passes, the oldest one will take responsibility. The oldest one will receive the crown and the power and the glory. Well, that is Jesus for you, our older brother. That is why he's Lord. That is why he's king. But like I said, this test actually helps me. It supports me, because before I even realized that this is a almost fantastic verse for me, I was preaching this. Before I even saw that it was in the Bible, I was saying this. And now I'm glad that this guy showed me that it's in the Bible. I don't hate him. I love him for that. Thank you. This is what I'm talking about. He came at me rude, trying to insult me, only because he probably believed within himself that I'm not open to correction, that I'm not open to see the truth, that I'm not open to hearing him out. So he took the approach of, I'm going to insult him. I'm going to call him clueless. I'm going to say he doesn't know what he's saying. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and break him down. I don't care what he has to say. I'm doing what God's telling me to do. And as I have said, these tests are exactly the same whether you like it or not. They both have to do with the denying of Jesus Christ. If they deny that Jesus is Lord, they are not of God. If they deny that Jesus came in the flesh, they are not of God. Now you understand. This is as simple as I can put it. It was hard for me to put my last video into words only because many people use different words for many things. And when I say this, I'm talking about the supernatural realm, the angels, the demons, or energies, or whatever else you can think of. I just didn't know how to put it into words. But I'm sure people who understand what I'm talking about. There is a spirit realm, and they understand that, and you probably understand that. But anyway, thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. Because like I have said, now that I know that this is in the Bible, I know that I'm free to teach what I've been teaching, free to say what I've been saying. There's other verses that support what I've been saying, and we will bring that up in the future. But this is highly significant for me. So thank you, sir. But if you see this video, I do want to tell you that you don't have to insult people. Everybody's trying to do the will of God. Everybody's trying to teach. That's the age that we are in. If you want to help them, then help them. That's what you should be doing. You shouldn't be letting them lead blindly. I watched your video. That's what you said, the blind lead the blind. That's what I say, the blind lead the blind. We literally preach the same thing. We said the same thing. We spoke the same thing. I'm not of this world. That's what you were saying. So why try and insult me? Why try and say I'm not of God? Why try and tell me stuff like that? Just because I use a different verse from you does not mean that I am not of God. I'm only telling you this because there's many people that we need to try and help. Don't say it's not our job to try and help them. We are the ones in the flesh. Jesus Christ came to help those who wanted to be helped. Some people want to be helped. They are just misinformed. They are just misled, so they're misleading. If your God tells you not to help somebody, then your God is not God. Because God will help somebody, especially if they want it. But I hope that this clears everything up for you guys. This is as simple as it can be put. If you deny Jesus in any way, shape, or form, then you are not of God. It's that simple. And I'm sorry if you didn't want to listen to that rant, whatever. That's kind of what it was, right? A rant, because I'm over here speaking what is on my mind, is what I'm feeling. I usually don't do stuff like that. But I do want to say I'm sorry if I insulted the guy or whatever, I don't know his name, whatever his name is, because I honestly believe that he must have seen his mistake. I didn't mean to call you out if you're watching this video, because the truth is he did leave the comment, right? I saw the notification and I was reading it, but it didn't let me finish it because it was too long. So I clicked on it and it's not in my comments in the video, so he must have taken it down. And for that, I'm sorry if it's because you realized that I must have been correct in some way, shape, or form. Or if it's because you realized that maybe you shouldn't have said it, or I don't know. I'm sorry for calling you out if your intentions were good. That's just how I was feeling, because it made no sense to me. I don't go judge everybody right off the bat. I see what they have to say, I see what they teach. I didn't judge you, I actually agreed with all your videos. Now, I don't know if you're doing the same with me. I don't know if it's because you're a lot older than me, so you think you're a lot wiser than me, or you think that I can't receive the Spirit or whatever else. But anyway, I thank you, I support you and what you teach. And that being said, now we know how to test the spirits for sure. Basically, if you want to be okay, don't be of this world. It's that simple. But people don't like to hear that type of stuff. I'm not preaching what you want to hear, but that's okay. Sometimes I preach what you want to hear, sometimes I don't. That's what Jesus did. And if you don't believe me, it's called good news for a reason. Everybody likes to hear good news. They like to hear that they're going to get life, but they don't like to hear that they have to give up this life. Anyway, this video is a lot longer than it needed to be. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I think I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. And that being said, be sure to smash that like button. Be sure to subscribe and also hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. I love you guys. I pray that you prosper. I pray that you grow. And I pray that you receive all that you desire. Now, go and use what you've learned and apply it with the love of God.